a dead body, a corpse, that's been preserved in the peat. So there's one called the Bokstansmannen, and my girlfriend kind of had this obsession with him. She's up on her phone reading about this Bog Body. She goes to this museum where they've got a depiction of what he would look like when he was alive, and she's like taking all these photos with her friend where she's doing all these sexy poses with him and kissing him and touching him, and that shit pissed me off. Hey, how are you, man?
I'm all right, man. How you doing?
I'm good, I'm good.
Good, man. Sit down. I got you a drink.
Oh,
Do you know what?
what
though?
the fuck is this?
It's cool. We call it a beer.
Yeah, well, you know.
I wasn't sure whether or not to get you a drink. I thought he's working tonight, technically, so he might not be drinking. But then I open up Instagram. There you are, 2 hours ago. Pint of Guinness in a Manchester pub.
Well, a pint of Guinness, you know, it's like drinking bread.
Bread.
Yeah.
Oh, Phil. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more for sustenance rather than.
See.
It's not for having a good time.
No. You were helping your body out.
And it's also a cultural experience. You know. So,
Well, listen. Welcome to Manchester.
thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Have a little
Cheers,
cheers.
man,
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, skål.
Skål. Do you know Manchester well, Seb?
Not really, no. I have been here maybe 2-3 times.
Yeah.
And playing shows. And last time we played here, we played at the Albert Hall.
Great venue.
Nice venue, really beautiful spot.
Yeah.
But catastrophe of a show. And
Why is it?
because there were some drunk Manchesterites that spilled 2 entire drinks on the mixing table halfway
shit.
through the show, and the sound completely cut off. I kind of noticed like halfway through, I'm like,
Yeah, hang on a minute.
I don't think anyone can hear me. And but we played through the whole show anyway, and
What, just like acoustic or?
yeah, I think like half the show was done anyway. Our set times are too long anyway. It's like fucking who wants to be at a show for an hour? You know, it's like
For an hour's all right.
it's a bit too long. But we pushed through, and everyone in Manchester was so nice about it, and they said, you know, they thought it was a great show anyway. Hopefully. At least they were polite and said that they thought so.
But you know what? At least they got to see something slightly different.
Yeah.
A Viagra Boys set that they wouldn't normally see.
You know, usually we're so polished and you know, everything's so well rehearsed. So they got to see the, you know, what can actually happen at a rock show.
Nice.
Oh, lovely.
So we've got our milk bread with a burnt onion butter there for you
He
guys.
didn't need bread, he's had Guinness.
Yeah, I've had a Guinness already, but yeah.
No harm in a little bit more. And then we've got our overnight beets with British ricotta and smoked honey there for you guys.
Nice, thank you
you
very
so
much,
much,
man. Nice one. Dig in, Seb.
Grab one of those.
If
yeah.
anyone hasn't been to a Viagra Boys show, or they don't know your music, how would you describe yourselves?
I would describe it as it's a rock and roll show. You know? We play rock and roll, and heavily inspired by a lot of 70s punk and post-punk, and I try to channel the energy of a lot of older bands that I watched on DVDs or VHSs growing up, and kind of the vibe of, you know, stuff like Iggy Pop and Dead Boys. And
I think the Iggy Pop reference, really, you can hear that in your voice. I don't know whether that's an intentional thing or not, but
it's like I have the reverse body of Iggy Pop as well. You know? we both don't wear shirts, but he's a bit skinnier than I am. But
yeah, just a little bit, and still to this day.
yeah,
I don't know how he does it.
he's a legend, man.
It's all that dancing he does with his parrot.
Yeah,
is it a parrot, that bird he's got?
Yeah, he's got a big parrot. Yeah.
Oh, we've got
Get
another
this out of the
one.
way.
Here we are, guys. So this is our mussels and pearl barley there for you with a
wow.
caramelised onion puree.
Shit, that sounds good.
Yeah, that's my favourite dish.
Is it, that one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hands down.
Thank you, mate.
Enjoy.
That looks great. Have some of that butter.
Bloody well. You can't beat butter, can you?
No.
Yeah, let's just get this question out of the way. Why are you called the Viagra Boys?
So, at the time of conception, or when we were starting the band, I was kind of in a period of my life where I was doing a lot of amphetamines, and I had a lot of erectile dysfunction problems in general. Like for years, you know, especially being single, there was not like it's all mental, you know, and yeah, that's what they say, you know. But
if it makes you feel better, yeah, stick with it.
It's just you need therapy. So I was hanging out with a lot of other dudes that were kind of on the same shtick, not sleeping and taking a lot of speed, and so Viagra was just something that you kind of had on you at that time,
just in case.
Just in case. Yeah, at the time I was sitting at a restaurant with Bank and my bassist and another friend of ours, and it was just when we were starting the band. We're like, oh, we need to come up with a name. We had a bunch of horrible ideas for names, worse than Viagra Boys.
Worse than Viagra Boys?
Yeah, worse than Viagra Boys.
Like what?
I'm not going to say.
Come on, you must remember a couple.
I can't.
Give me one.
I can't name a single one, to be honest.
Because you can't remember, or because you don't want to because they were that bad?
No comment. But
KG.
But our buddy, a guy named Jonas, a good friend of ours, he was like, oh man, you guys should be called Viagra Boys. Because he had some Viagra on him. And I'm like, actually, yeah, that's a good name. It just felt like there's a lot of different ways of interpreting it, and
I've heard you give different ways of interpreting it as well. Like,
sometimes it'll change, but I feel like it's got a lot of energy in the name, you know. And our first EP was called Consistency of Energy, and it was about, we were trying to give off this vibe of constant monotone music, like dong 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 dong, this kind of pumping pumping energy, you know. And yeah, I felt like Viagra Boys was a good name, and it was also kind of a comment on masculinity and you know, self-examination, you know, and like being vulnerable and admitting to taking Viagra, or you know, at the time,
a big step for you to do, though. That's not considered in the world of rock and roll. Like, I've never heard that as a story before.
Oh, I think a lot of people have relationships to it, and they don't really talk about it. You know, I mean, it's something that's held under wraps, which probably also leads to more people taking medicine like that, because you know, there's such a stigma behind not being able to perform, or and by that I mean getting on stage and singing, you know. But yeah.
Well, I admire you for talking about it. I'm fucking naming the band after it.
Yeah. I actually, you know, I like the name too, just because a lot of the bands that I kind of look up to and like a lot, you know, or at least a few of them have really weird names, you know, and like Butthole Surfers and like, you know, bands like that, you know, and it just feels like
there's a band called Anal Cunt.
Anal Cunt, yeah, classic.
I mean, what's the name?
I listened to them as a teenager growing up, and they have a classic song called "Homophobia is Gay."
Nice, that's nice.
But yeah, I just think like there's it's cool to have a kind of bizarre name and still
stands out.
Yeah, you know, it makes people interested in the band.
Have you had any kickback from it? Anyone that's gone like, this is disgusting?
Yeah, especially in the beginning. I think a lot of people misinterpreted it.
Yeah.
And, you know, read it as, you know, us being a bunch of macho men, you know, which we're the complete opposite of. You know, we're defeated men.
Aren't we all?
Oh, that was good.
It's sensational, isn't it?
That tastes like Swedish food, because there's a lot of dill in it.
Yeah.
There's seafood and dill. Yeah, it tastes very Nordic.
Where are you from in Sweden?
So I'm from California.
Yes, and then you moved.
I moved to Sweden 18 years ago when I was 17.
Okay.
And I live in Stockholm, the capital.
Yep.
Yeah. And now
Great city.
And I would say I'm probably I consider myself more Swedish than American.
Do you? That's interesting.
Yeah. Especially especially with what's going on in America.
Yeah.
I can't proudly say I'm an American.
No. Well, listen, I lived in Sweden for just over a year. A place called Uppsala.
Yeah,
it's your fourth largest city. How much do you miss it when you're not there?
Stockholm?
Yeah, home.
Oh, it's my city. I identify as a as a Stockholmite, and especially the south of the city is kind of my area. And yeah, I'm very proud. I'm very proud to live in Stockholm, and I'm very proud of my community there. And yeah, and just,
I was when I lived there, I was very proud to live there.
You were,
yeah. I thought Swedish life was just, compared to, because I'd come from Manchester, and just how friendly everyone was, man. And beautiful.
They're beautiful. I don't know if they're friendly, but
They were to me.
okay, yeah. Well, do you know what? They love accents.
Yeah, well, that's probably why.
They love speaking English. They do.
Yeah,
But,
but that doesn't help, because if you're trying to learn Swedish, like I worked in a bar, Svensson's, stereotypically.
yeah.
And you're trying to learn Swedish, but everyone wants to speak English to you, because they can, because everyone can speak it, can't they?
When I started tattooing in Sweden,
Yeah.
when I was 19, I started working for a guy in Yorkshire.
Yorkshire?
Yeah. No, from Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Living in Sweden.
Yeah.
His name was Pete Hadley. Shout out Pete Hadley. You know, he refused to learn how to speak Swedish, and I think to this day that he knew how to speak Swedish. But people thought he was so charming when he was speaking English. So, you know, he just kept on, insisted. Anyone would come into the shop and would be like, say something in Swedish. Oh, jag skulle vilja tatuera. And it's like, listen, I don't understand a fucking word you're saying. And then he would, you know, yeah.
That's a good English accent.
I don't know if it's a Yorkshire accent, but
It's definitely not a Yorkshire accent.
No, but
But it's a good
it was
English
years
accent.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. When I was there, you might not believe me on this, but one of my favourite words was the Swedish word for pick and mix.
Pick and mix. What's that?
Lösgodis. Lösgodis.
A Swedish institution.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. So when I first became aware of you, I was delighted that you had lös tattooed on your forehead.
Oh, lösgodis, yeah.
I know you've not written that because you like pick and mix, or have you?
No, not really. Yeah.
What's the reason? Because there's another one. I've heard loads of reasons you give for that, like different.
Yeah, I can give different reasons for it always.
What's
but,
the true reason?
Well, the true reason is kind of, some friends of mine from Gothenburg used the word a lot when I was hanging out with them a lot. Kalle and Jonas. And
What, just like as a cool, that's loose, let's get loose.
yeah, or like you would meet someone like, oh yeah, we hung out with this chick yesterday, like she was super loose. It was like, oh, sick, like she was cool, you know?
See, if you
not
just-
loose in the sexual terms.
Thank you.
Yeah, because that's a thing too in Sweden.
Yeah,
but
oh, is it?
But more, it was more like a positive way to say like, oh yeah, that party last night was super loose, like, or you know, oh these guys they play in a band, it's really loose, you know. And Iggy Pop says it as well.
Yeah.
In his song, you know, where he's I'm loose, you know, and I feel like it's just I feel like it's an encompassing term for just my philosophy on how to live life and how to, you know, just look at things in general. Just have a loose perspective.
I love it.
And not take things too seriously.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, don't
a
take
good
yourself
time.
too seriously, and you know, some things, of course, should be taken seriously. But yeah.
Yeah, but you'll know what those things are when they happen.
when the time comes.
Yeah, read the room. Read the room.
Still hasn't happened to me yet, ever. But, hey, mate. What do you want me to do here?
So I'll show you.
Oh, doing the spoon thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've never done it.
Do you cook much yourself?
Yeah, but nothing like this. But yeah, I did.
None of us cook anything like
I
this.
can make a mean pasta.
Yeah, push.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
Yeah, you see how the shapes.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Hold on
Yeah.
a minute.
Get it now.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh, I think we
mine.
could.
Check it out. Oh, lovely. All right. Yeah, here's your bread.
Oh, thank you, sir.
That'll be 50 quid. Listen, look at the shape of that thing. You know, this guy, he made, I don't know.
Is this yours?
This is
This one's
this is a 20 quid one. That's a 50 quid one.
Yeah.
You just need to work on your customer service a little bit.
Oh, but that's part of the experience, man.
Oh, I see. We've got some more food coming here again. This is rapid.
This was so good.
Yeah, we all enjoyed that.
Yeah, do you like it?
Yeah.
Out of the way for you guys?
Fucking
Get it out of the way.
delicious, yeah.
Do you know what? It all so far has been really loose.
Yeah?
No. Yes. It's really good.
Was that not loose?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
I'll
Food. Well,
I'll work out how to
I
use
feel
it.
like food should be well thought out and not so loose. So there's some things that should be loose. Some things that.
But food should not be
Sorry,
loose.
sorry,
Yeah,
mate.
sorry, you're trying to do your job.
Yeah.
So we've got the exterior ribeye with brown butter and
Yes.
roast
Oh my
garlic,
God.
and then we've got the ratte potatoes with coralline and a garlic butter over the top of those.
This is what I was hoping you were going to bring out.
Yeah.
Love
This
it.
is what life's
Big
about.
steak.
Yeah, man.
700 gram steak
Having
there for you guys.
700
Enjoy.
gram steak.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
Especially for you, this. Thank you, man.
Oh
it
my
looks
God.
good.
This looks so good.
It does look good. Hey, you're talking of looking good. Your outfit on stage. I mean, I say outfit in the loosest term, Seb.
Yeah.
Adidas tracksuit bottoms, top off, sunglasses, Bosch.
It's a winning concept.
Is that loose?
That's loose. Yeah. It's a
Thank
loose
God.
style. Very loose style.
Was that? Because it looks like you just chucked it on. Is it an engineered stage?
No, that's what I've been
presence?
wearing for 15 years. And I think, especially when we started the band, it was kind of almost slightly Russian-inspired.
Like a Russian gangster.
Well, it's like in Sweden you would call it snabb, which means fast.
Okay.
So like someone that's fast, you know, and you wear fast glasses.
Yeah.
And then you've got a aerodynamic clothing as well, and functional clothing.
Well, there's nothing more aerodynamic than your top off.
Yeah, that's even more. Yeah,
aerodynamic.
but I think I've just always been. I don't really like clothes. Like I don't take it seriously. Like I don't know. I just hate. I hate thinking about what I have to wear. You know. So my wardrobe at home, my girlfriend just laughs when she's folding my clothes because it's just the same 10 pairs of pants.
Yeah.
And then a black shirt, a white shirt, a black shirt, a white shirt.
Come
Yeah.
home with new clothes. Haven't you already got one
Yeah.
of those?
And she's always like, oh, you know what? You should spend some money on some clothes. I'm like, never gonna wear them. Never gonna wear them. Like I only wear the same thing every day. I like to simplify life in that sense, you know.
Keep it loose.
Keep it loose.
I'm going to overuse that, aren't I? I feel like I am already.
Yeah, it's out of control.
I want to talk about Bog Body.
Yeah.
Because, fucking what a song. Great song. I love
you.
it. I really love it. And B, the video, wow. One of the best videos I've ever seen.
I really like the video.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sick. So, for anyone that doesn't know, well, I guess, I mean, what's a bog body? Let's go through that first.
A dead body, a corpse that's been preserved in peat, or in a bog.
Yep.
Or in Sweden we call it a myr. But I think I'm not a scientist, I don't know, but it's something about, I think there's no oxygen or something that comes there, so
it preserves.
it preserves it. In a swamp, I say it in the song, in a swamp you would decompose, but in a bog you'd be pickled. You get pickled pretty much. So it's a pickled body.
I'm all right. I think ours are probably pickled bodies.
Yeah, I mean,
Inside.
I'm in the pre-pickling. I'm in the stage of pre-pickling, but yeah, it's a pickled body. You know, thousands of years old, and they're perfectly preserved. And you know, they've been able to tell how the bodies died.
Yeah.
You know, everything. You know, they got the same clothes. They've got hair,
It's wild, isn't it?
beautiful nails, skin. Everything's perfect.
We found one in Manchester.
No way.
Well, just outside
Okay.
of Manchester in Wilmslow. It's practically Manchester.
Yeah.
We had it in the Manchester Museum for a long time, but London's got it now. But yeah, the
They yanked it from
Lindo
you.
Man.
Lindo Man. Okay,
Yeah, Lindo Man.
So there's one called the Bokstansmannen,
Yes.
which is a Swedish one.
Yep.
And my girlfriend kind of had this obsession with him, and she was every night, like I'd be in bed, and I'm like, all right, good night, babe, and she's up on her phone reading about this fucking bog body. She's like, oh, it's so interesting, and I'm like, whatever. And then she goes to this museum where they've got a depiction of what he looks like, or what he would look like when he was alive.
Like
A reimagination.
Yeah.
And she thought he was so hot, and she's like,
Hot?
yeah. And she's like taking all these photos with her friend where she's doing all these sexy poses with him and kissing him and touching him, and that shit pissed me off. And so I'm like, do you know what? If you're gonna be making me jealous, I'm gonna make you jealous. And I kind of made this song as a revenge song towards her, where I find a bog body that's beautiful, perfect dark skin and dainty little nose, and
Oh, she's beautiful for a bog lady.
the one that I find in my theoretical, in this situation I built in my head. And so I wrote a whole song about it, about how I make her jealous with this beautiful corpse that I find.
A true love story, a tale as old as time.
Yeah, you know.
And how did your missus take it? Did she get the joke?
She gets a joke, yeah. Very much so, yeah.
Good, I should hope so too, because you could have been in a lot of trouble.
We're actually very not so jealous people.
It does you no good being jealous.
Do you know what? Yeah, I mean, just the word. So the word jealous in Swedish is svartsjuk. Svartsjuk, which means black sickness or dark sickness.
Wow.
So it's like even just the word in Swedish, like
Heavy.
like it's heavy and like it's obviously something you don't want in your life. You
No,
know, like
I don't want a black sickness in my life.
no, I mean and that's what it does. It clouds your brain with
100%.
you know, it makes you a horrible person. And I think but when we started dating, that was something I was very clear with. Like, we don't fuck around. Like, we don't have, you know, those type of insecurities.
Yeah.
Because first of all, it's never going to happen, and then second of all, it's just a horrible way to live, to go around thinking about, you know, I don't know, something. Secrets and someone backstabbing you, and just, I think it's much better to, if you're in a relationship, to just, you know, have a solid foundation of trust. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So, Bog Body was your idea.
Obviously, I've never felt that with the guy Bokstavsmannen. He's way below me. He doesn't even look good, that guy. I mean, and he was nothing before he got preserved.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He just never played a show, never been to Manchester.
He's living off the pickling process, isn't he?
Yeah, he was probably just some peasant, you know.
Well, he probably was.
I think he was.
Yeah, I think he actually probably was. So we know that was your idea, but your songs, like they seem to just be about everything and anything. And the music videos as well, they're along the same theme. Like, some of them are just fucking wild, like excellent, but just who comes up with all these ideas for both the songwriting and the videos?
Songwriting, I write all the songs.
Yep.
And all the subject matter is
Just what comes out of your head.
is what comes out of my deranged mind. But then a lot of the music videos, if I meet a director that I like, you know, I always want them to have their own spin on it.
Yeah.
There's been one video, Uno 2, that was my idea, like where I actually wrote down. I'm a lazy guy, so I don't really write down like. It's hard to find time to also write a whole music video. So, but with Uno 2, our second single, I wrote the script for that one, kind of. But on Bog Body, Andre, a guy I worked with, he introduced me to Owen's work. This guy, he's a British guy from London. Showed me his work, and I loved it. It kind of had this '80s, you know, shitty horror film vibe to it, or you know, lots of sets and crappy explosions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is perfect. And then I kind of let him do whatever he wanted with it, and he came back with that pitch where it's kind of like this Yoko Ono situation with the Bog Body. So
coming along and ruining the band.
she comes and ruins the band.
Yeah.
And she takes over, and then I'm older, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, this fucking Bog Body ruined my life, you know.
Bloody Bog Body.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a great idea, and I love it when people interpret my work, you know, any which way.
Oh, do you? So do you sometimes leave it a little bit vague so that it can be interpreted?
Yeah,
That's cool.
I feel like a lot of the lyrics I write and stuff too, like sometimes I don't really know what it's about until months later, and then
What do you mean? What does that mean?
I don't know, like I'll write a song about like, and I know it gives me this feeling, and I say something that sounds profound to my ears, but I don't know why. And then I'll talk to some journalist or something like that, and they'll be like, "Oh, this is obviously you're obviously commenting this about society, like blah blah." And I'm like, "You know what?
Yeah, I bloody am.
Yeah, do you know what I am? And if anyone asks, I'll quote you."
Yeah.
No, but and I feel like that's how I work in general. I mean, in every aspect of my life. I don't really know how I feel about things sometimes until I make art or...
Yeah, that's interesting.
And then I'll look back and I'm like, oh, well, obviously I was feeling this way about this.
Because through the process, it just comes out.
yeah, it just comes out, and I feel like if you make any expression for me, or like, oh, I'm making this because I feel like this, and it needs to mean this. It kind of comes off like pretentious.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it can be a bit too on the nose if you know exactly what you're trying to. You know, some songs and some whatever pieces of art or whatever, they need that, and that's perfect. You know, simplicity is also beautiful, but
Cool.
But yeah, sometimes there's a deeper thing that I don't really understand until I've done it, and it's a bit cathartic in a way. Yeah.
Cool. I imagine it is. Yeah. Are you aware of how much you write about food?
Do I write a lot about food?
So, I've had to make a few notes because my memory's shit. In a lot of your songs, when I'm listening to it, you're not necessarily writing about them, but you use food as references quite a bit. So, in Man Made of Meat, I mean already, meat.
Meat.
But you talk about drinking hot dog flavoured water.
Oh yeah. Limp Biscuit reference.
Yeah, of course. And flappy giblets.
Yeah.
Which may not be an actual food, but it could be.
Giblets are food.
Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah.
I've
never had them,
If we saw
but
flappy
I
giblets on the
always
menu,
kind of thought them as like damn, look at those giblets. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I don't know what you mean.
okay, no, yeah. Don't agree to this.
Right, in Toad you sing about breakfast.
Toes?
In Toad,
Oh, Toad, yeah, breakfast. What did I talk about there?
like breakfast coming from heaven or the big sky above.
Oh, yeah.
In Worms is quite dark. A worm took a bite of me, and then he washed it down with a bite of you.
Yeah, that's a food reference, yeah.
In probably one of my favourite songs of yours, In Spite of Ourselves, which I love.
I didn't write it, but yeah.
Who wrote it?
John Prine. It's a cover.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, man.
That's shit. How can I say that my favourite song of yours is
We're
not
going to cancel
fucking
this
yours?
interview. Like,
Right, get
oh,
the
man,
bill. Can we have the bill, please?
Such a well-written... Oh, never mind.
It's not even fucking yours.
Oh, no, God, no. I wish I wrote that song.
Well, it's my second favourite song.
Good, yeah.
After...
It's all right.
No, it's a great song. And that was with
It's a
Amy
beautiful song,
from
yeah.
Amyl and the Sniffers.
Yeah.
And she's wonderful.
She's an amazing person, yeah.
Hey, while they're cooking beef, let me just ask you this. Because you like a bit of beef.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of beef.
In particular, with the hives.
Yeah, no
Now-
comment. Listen, man, they're a bunch of phonies and a bunch of frauds.
You don't mean that though, do you?
Yeah, man, they're trying to... No, they're great. I love those guys.
Yeah, it's just a bit of fun, yeah?
Shout out the Hives. Yeah.
Because I love the hives.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I grew up listening to them. Back in the '80s, and
Back in the 80s.
they're a bit old now. They're a bit washed up, but they're trying to revive themselves by kind of doing things that we do. Thanks for having me in the kitchen, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah.
You're meant to be cooking that steak.
Just another 20 minutes on this steak, and it should be good.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. It's a bit too.
Magnificent.
Flavour.
Should get some AC in here, man.
It's trying. So here we have your smoked cream tart with forced Yorkshire rhubarb.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I mean, I know what forced rhubarb is, but
Forced rhubarb.
yes, they kind of.
That sounds illegal.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It does,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
In
That
in
rhubarb-
Sweden, we have free, rhubarb for when you want rhubarb.
No, in Manchester, we force it,
Oh God,
whether it likes it or not.
fascist government. There's a rhubarb mandate.
Do you get to eat out much?
Yeah, I do. It's actually it's actually one of my hobbies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like food. Yeah, as we were mentioning, I mentioned a lot of food. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, really
It
good.
tastes smoked almost.
Yep.
It was like a smoked fish.
I think the burnt chop.
I think they smoked it. No smoking.
So we ask, has this been smoked, this dessert?
Is it like smoked
Is that smoked, the dessert?
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
He was on it straight away.
No, but I used to be a smoker. But what was I saying? Yeah, I mention a lot of food in my songs.
Yep.
And I think, especially being on tour and stuff, like done like 3 or 4 shows and, you know, maybe had a good night and you're really hungover or whatever and finding no joy in life at all.
Yeah.
I think the best remedy is going to a good restaurant and ordering really good food. Like that's just it's a dopamine kick. That's just
totally. Even before the food arrives.
Yeah. You're just reading the menu. It's like, I find it a lot of one of the finer things in life. Yeah, good food and good drink. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, one of the finer things in life for me has been recently.
Yeah.
You won't agree, but I'm impressed by anything small or little, like just little things that people can do.
What do you mean?
So just something like maybe
Like make a little origami or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Or for example, like I just saw you casually doing recently, opening a bottle of beer with your snus. Like that. I saw you do. I'm impressed when people do it with a lighter. I can't do it. I've never been able to do it. I've tried.
You know, for a lot of people, it's impossible. No.
Well, we got a bottle there. So
This is what I do.
you might not be impressed by this. That was impressive. That's
I almost broke that mirror over
You
there.
nearly broke the mirror, then took your guy's eye out there as well.
I would have paid for it, I promise.
See, that to me is impressive.
Yeah.
Walk out on stage
I
at
used
the
to do it
Albert
with
Hall.
my teeth, and now all these teeth are all worn down.
I'm missing a tooth
Yeah.
because of that.
These teeth used to be twice as long. You know, they're up to here. I had an underbite, and now they're all gone.
Twice as
I was
long.
like, yeah, 3 times as long. They used to call me.
Coming up past your
They
nose.
used to call me Long Tooth. Long Tooth Murphy.
Well, listen, Long Tooth Murphy, this has been an absolute pleasure. I know you got lots coming up in the future, new album coming out very soon.
Yeah.
You're about to go on tour, and it looks mental. Like from next month, you're non-stop.
It's not as bad as it looks. I'm gonna have half the shows. I'm gonna have an AI version of myself on a hologram. So I'm just in the back smoking cigarettes.
Yeah. Whacking snooze, popping Peronis.
Yeah. Impressing men from Manchester.
Men from Manchester are very impressed. Seb, man, honestly. it's
And thank
been
you
an
so much
absolute
for having
pleasure.
me, and thanks for showing me the Manchester experience. I really appreciate it.
Enjoyed the food?
So good. Yeah. Come to this spot. It's honestly insane.
There you go. We got an advert for Stow there as well.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Seriously, so good. Yeah.
Nice
Thank
one. I might as well drink this.
you. Yeah.